Creed 3 is directed by Michael B. Jordan and stars him, Jonathan Majors, Tessa Thompson, and is the story of Adonis Creed, now retired from boxing, but an old friend named Damien comes punching his way around town and trying to win a shot at the title of World Heavyweight Champion of the World. And he was able to obtain that in not so favorable fashion, and kind of is against what Adonis Creed has become. And he mostly wants to go up against him as revenge for something that happened between the two in the past. And so Adonis is trying to figure that out, also trying to raise a family and going through life as a retired boxer, but eventually has to put his head back in the ring, try to basically defeat Damien, and basically protect his name and family. Now, I watched this the other day in IMAX, and I gotta say, I had such a good time with it. You can see my reviews for the first two Creed movies. I really enjoyed them. I love the Rocky franchise. And at their worst, they are mediocre, but in good faith films that have something to say and basically are able to uplift you. And Creed 3 is no different. This is an uplifting film, not one of the best paced films in the Rocky franchise in my opinion, but it is nonetheless a very well directed film, very stylistically different from its predecessors, which is what I love. I love that Michael B. Jordan gave a different flair to this film. It felt different and unique. I also love the way the boxing sequences are filmed. It really did feel like it was heavily influenced by stuff like Dragon Ball, most notably Dragon Ball. As someone who rewatched all of Dragon Ball Z, the original run, there were a lot of moments here that I was like, this is Dragon Ball, and I loved it. It was very heavily influenced by anime, and you could tell that Michael B. Jordan took a lot of anime inspirations into the fight sequences, and that honestly helped make the fights feel fresh and unique and entertaining and brutal. And I love it. I love how brutal and intense these boxing matches are and how well constructed they were, especially when they go a bit theatrical and a bit creative at the end. I love it. I don't know about you guys, but what they did with the final battle at the end, for me at least, felt very unique. I also love the drama behind the film too, and how Adonis Creed is trying to deal with his life as both a parent and a mentor figure to other wrestlers and boxers that want to get into the ring, and how he's trying to basically balance all that while kind of reuniting with his best friend. But I love how slowly builds up to a certain moment in the film where everything turns on its head in the story, and you are basically having different emotions about the characters, including Damien. And I also love Damien as a character here. Jonathan Majors does an excellent performance here, and I loved his character so much. He's able to feel down to earth in the beginning, and by the end, when he needs to be very villainous in his presence, you feel that raw emotion, but you also understand where he's coming from. The backstory between these two characters of Adonis and Damien, and how that's relating to the story now, and you understand his motivations because of what happened. I'm trying not to spoil everything like I usually do with these reviews, but there's something in the film that basically Adonis needs to have a change of mind and basically take things upon his own hands to fix. And so that's the best way I could describe it without spoiling. Just overall, what they do with Damien, I found him to be a really compelling antagonist and someone you could kind of understand and in some ways root for, but you could also see the dark side in him and you do not want him to accomplish his goals. And so it creates for a very interesting protagonist and quite possibly one of the best Rocky villains in the franchise itself, both Rocky and Creed, I've seen so far. Overall, the boxing matches are great, the writing and directing is fantastic, the drama is very much well handled, and as a solo Adonis Creed story, I loved it for that reason alone. Because at this point, I don't really need Rocky to be in a Creed movie anymore for me to enjoy it. This is a Creed movie, and it really felt like that. And Michael B. Jordan gives another excellent performance once again. And he and Jonathan Majors were able to carry this movie on their shoulders and present us something very unique, very entertaining, and just overall, I would love to see more from this franchise if they keep going this direction. Yes, it's getting a bit extravagant. The action is getting a bit crazy, but by all honesty, in my opinion, they're getting a whole lot more entertaining while still being able to retain the drama, the emotion, and soul of what makes these movies so good. And so for that reason, I am going to give Creed 3 an A. I wouldn't say it's as good, in my opinion, as the first Creed, even though I did give the same grade. I think as a film overall, Creed is much better, but this movie is possibly the most entertaining in my opinion, which is why I gave it the same grade. And yeah, that's basically my opinion. That's all I could say without. I'm sorry if I sound like I'm being light on this movie, not talking much about it. It's just that there's a lot here that I actually do not want to spoil. It's just a very well made movie. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys next time.